Good afternoon, freshmen, and happy math intervention. Today we're going to continue to talk about subtracting mixed numbers with borrowing. Let's get started with a problem. Last week we did this when all our fractions had the same denominator. Today we're going to subtract mixed numbers with borrowing when not all of our fractions have the same denominator. Let's jump right in to 1 1/2 minus 3/4. I can't subtract these fractions because they have different denominators. So the first thing I need to do is find my least common denominator. I'm going to do that by listing my multiples, 2, 4, and 4. 4 is my least common denominator. Now, I know that to get from 2 to 4, I multiply by 2, so I have to multiply by 2 on the top. That gives me 2/4. To get from 4 to 4, I multiply by 1, so I have to multiply by 1 in the numerator. That gives me 3/4. Now I'm ready to subtract. But can I subtract 2/4 minus 3/4? No, I can't. So I need to borrow just like last week. I take my 1 away, and now I've got no holes, and I need to add plus 4 over 4 on this side. That gives me 6/4. Now I can subtract 6/4 minus 3/4 equals 3/4. So again, I'm following the exact same steps I did last week, but this time I need to make sure I have a common denominator first. Let's do another example. 1 1/5 minus 2/3. First thing I need to do is find a common denominator by listing my multiples of 3 and 5. What's the least common denominator here? The least common denominator is 15. So now I'm going to change each fraction so that the denominator is 15. I know that to get from 5 to 15, I multiply by 3, and I need to do the same thing in the numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. I know to get from 3 to 15, I have to multiply by 5, and I need to do the same thing in the numerator. 2 times 5 is 10. Now I'm ready to subtract. Can I subtract 3/15 minus 10/15? No, I need to borrow. I now have 0 holes. I add plus 15 over 15, and that gives me 18/15. Now I can subtract. 18 over 15 minus 10 over 15 is 8 over 15. Let's look at another example. 1 3/8 minus 5/6. First, what's the least common denominator? It's 24. Change 3/8 so that the denominator is 24. 3/8 is equal to 9 over 24. Change 5/6 so that the denominator is 24. That's 20 over 24. Now, when I borrow 1 whole, what do I need to add to 9 over 24? I need to add 24 over 24, because that's equal to 1 whole. That gives me 33 over 24. Now I can subtract. 33 minus 20 is 13 over 24. You've done a great job with this video. Now it's time for practice.